Okay, well, Happy New Year. We'll kick off the first finance meeting of 2022. I have a little notice to read here before we get going. There's been a state of emergency, which is currently met by the governor's state of emergency declaration issued for March 2020. State and local officials have imposed and recommended measures to promote social distancing, and the Water District has chosen to defer public meetings until these restrictions have been waived. Having said that, this will be our call to order. Do we have any committee or public comments? Seeing, hearing none, we'll go to item number 4, a fraud risk discussion.
We have nothing to report.
Okay, that's easy. Financial statements, December 2021.
Got anything on that, Ty?
I have a few things on that.
Let's go.
So through December, we're halfway through the fiscal year. Revenue actuals are at 8.53 million, which is almost $500,000 more than our budget for that same time period. Our expenditures are at 8.97 million, which is 126,000 over the budget. So overall, our net is a negative 443,000, but that is $360,000 better than budget. So we continue tracking along better than budget overall. For capital expenditures, we have 436,000. Of that, 129,000 is funded through the COP. And we have debt service principal payments of 555,000.
That variation on capital contributions, what was that about?
Yeah, that's our projection for new meter sets, and we figured we'd have a few coming from that new complex down by Walmart. So those just haven't hit yet.
Okay. Thank you.
And then, of
And the
course,
blue
we have...
lines are meeting the red lines real nicely.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty nice.
Yep. Okay. Ready to go to delinquent accounts?
Sure. So for December, if we could lock off, which we can now, but haven't yet, we could lock off 323 accounts for a total past due of $336,254. That's a $50,000 past due balance increase from the previous month, along with about 15 account increase. We're looking at sending out the notices for lock-off starting on the 13th to lock off the first of the month, first pay run.
So the original order was set to expire, as you may recall, end of September, and the governor extended it to December 31st. It's now, what, the 4th of January? We haven't received
Yeah.
any guidance from the governor's office, whether it's been extended. I would have thought we would have seen something, so we're going on the assumption that the December 31st date was the actual date that the, whatever you want to call it, the
moratorium.
moratorium ended.
Yeah.
I would have thought if he was going to extend it, it would have come out. Of course, during the holidays, there's probably other things on his mind, but still.
So
How does he know it expired December 31st?
that's why we're targeting pretty much the 1st of February to begin actual lock-offs.
And when would that state reimbursement program have started? Or ended, I guess that's when, did they?
So it was due December 6th. Of course, we didn't submit.
Right.
So
But were they going to include charges up to, including the end of the fiscal year or the end?
no, that was for March 4th of 2020 through June 15th or July 15th of 2021.
Okay.
I think July 15th.
And so we'll send out notices to all 323 delinquent accounts?
Starting the 13th.
All righty. Yep.
So we spent about 80,000 last month on legal? Okay, I'll slow down a little bit.
Eh,
Catch up.
Okay.
Try to
well,
catch up.
How about accounts payable?
Accounts payable, just to draw your attention to the first page there, we have a $141,000 expenditure to the LA Times Direct. That was for the publication and the, and mailing of the adjudication notices. Those have gone out,
That
yes.
was the first thing I seen on there.
Mm-hmm.
The next page we have, let's see, for outliers, 26,000 to NG Services. That was the retention for the well 35 solar.
Right.
And almost 80,000 in legal between McMurtry, Hartsock and Worth, and Murphy and Everett's. Of course, 59,000 to Santa Fe Wind Water Works. That's for our supplies. And that's we don't pay until we receive them, so we got a bunch.
Bunch of 8-inch pipe I can borrow?
I don't think we have 8-inch.
Okay.
And then on the very last page, there's 6,300 that went to Providence Strategic Consulting, and that's, of course, the PR firm that we're using.
Windwater was the analysis that we paid for?
Windwater's our
Materials.
inventory materials.
Oh, that's from, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Slow on the uptake. Okay, any other questions on accounts payable? Wow. Okay, any future agenda items?
That
Need
one we
a-
will need
need a
action on.
recommendation from
Yeah,
the
Oh, okay, what do you need us to do?
just a recommendation for approval.
Okay, I need a nomination and
For
then
the
a second.
payables?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I'll second it.
Okay. And then on to future items. Seeing none, we'll conclude this meeting at 3:07, faster than the P&E.
It was?